Hey guys, welcome back to JTech. Sorry I haven't posted in a while. Just had a lot going on and trying to set up different things for video to get a little bit better audio. But today we're just doing a quick review on the Thermaltake Versa H17. It comes with a 450 watt power supply, but there's no specs on the power supply at all, which made me a little skeptical at first. So I figured why not? For the budget it is, it's literally a $75 case with a side window, supports water cooling, and comes with a 450 watt power supply, and it's Thermaltake. So I figured I'd give them the benefit of the doubt. So that being said, let's just get into it. So as you can see here, I've already built in the case. Now I'm gonna be honest, it was an absolute dream to build in. It was really, really simple. I was thoroughly impressed with how the layout is. Everything still had room. It has dust shield at the top, magnetic, and then there is a dust shield at the bottom of the power supply. Now, the one thing I was slightly worried about was the intake. There's about a ½ inch on both sides, and then there's a nice gap on the bottom. It does, however, when the fans are on, because it has three 120s in the front, it does suck lots of air. I'm not noticing really any performance loss. That is a Hyper 212 that's in here from Coolmaster, and it is literally just able to fit. So I'm not quite sure the specs on depth and everything. All that kind of stuff, any of the information I can find on the case, I'll put in the description, so if you want to look at any of the really technical side of it. Cable management was easy. There's a lot in the back that was done. I'll get to that in a second. It's two thumb studs, just like most cases. You just pull the thumb studs out and the case comes off. The window's nice and big. It is a plexiglass or acrylic window. It is not glass. As far as graphics cards go, obviously you could fit an awfully big one. I'd say probably any full size would fit in here. Again, those kind of specs I'll put in the description. You could fit two 2.5 inch drives here, and you can hang a 300.5 underneath. You can put a 360 mil cooler in the front, though this cutout that's here for the cooler would make it a bit tight. So depending on what cooler you go, you might want to be careful there. You definitely cannot put any kind of water cooling in the top. It would definitely sit too far down and would interfere with the motherboard and the RAM and everything. I'm sure you could probably get away with some in the back. That wouldn't be a big deal. With at least a 120 in the back, you'd be all right there too. Overall, the case was very clean and simple. I love the simplicity of it. It kind of sucks that it only comes with the one exhaust Thermaltake fan in the back. So you do have to pretty much put everything in yourself. But again, the power supply itself is an actual Thermaltake power supply. It's not 80 plus anything like that. It is just a pretty generic 450 watt Thermaltake power supply. I was surprised. I was specifically surprised when I saw that there was an 8-pin power for the GPU and an 8-pin power for the CPU. I figured it would have a CPU, but I didn't think. I thought being more generic, I figured it wouldn't have the GPU power, but it does. It has 2 rails for SATA and 1 for Molex also. But it was thoroughly impressed. For $75, Jesus, a 400 or 500 watt power supply nowadays is like 50, 60 bucks alone. So you're getting a case that is sturdy. Like it's not like it's not sturdy. It's a very sturdy case overall, for literally the price of a power supply. You know what I mean? But you're getting the power supply with it. From a wire management point of view, it's pretty simple and easygoing. I had to put a fan hub in because this motherboard didn't have enough headers for what I wanted, so it's a little bit more messy. There is tons of room in the bottom shelf for anything that you don't need. Like any of the wires you're not needing, it will fit under there, no questions asked. The only thing I will say is the hanging 3.5 inch drive. I wish they would have given you a little bit more room, because if you're not using a 90-degree SATA off of it, it is pretty tight on the SATA cable when you put the back on. It is, again, just a solid steel plate to go on the back, and that's about it. Overall, though, I was looking for a very budget case that would do its job. And it's got 2 SATA 2.0s, 1 SATA 3.0 on the top, and the headphone jacks. I was thoroughly impressed overall with it. Temps and everything else, I haven't done too much testing on it. I know the CPU, when I ran a quick stress test on it and benchmarked the CPU in here, for the FX 6100 that's in here, it only hit, I think, 56 degrees on air. So that's not bad, and that was overclocked to 4.0 for gigahertz, 4 gigahertz. But yeah, overall, for a super cheap budget case that comes with a power supply at $75 Canadian, it's a no-brainer. Like, it's such a clean look, and yeah, like Thermaltake, they outdid themselves. So, um, if you guys want to find it, I will put a link in the description for where you can find it, to a couple websites maybe where you can get this case. And then, yeah, all the specs and everything else that I didn't describe in this will definitely be in the description also. Anyway, sorry I've been away for so long. I'm going to try to put out a couple more videos, hopefully within the next week or two, and I will see you on the next one.